Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. You joined me just outside Nissan's Technical Development Center here just outside of Detroit, Michigan with the 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve. Now, I don't have a ton of time left with this vehicle and daylight outside, so I am going to kind of rush the walk around portion of this video, but make sure you guys stay tuned. I'm going to break this into a quick walk around, show you how this vehicle is equipped, some of the key features and amenities, as well as the actual first impressions driving behind the wheel, and then a summary towards the end of it after I have about an hour and a half of drive time. Tell you more about what I like about it, what I maybe don't like about it in terms of how it drives, some of the features, design, things like that. And hopefully I will get a chance to live with this vehicle for a week on a press loan. So make sure you guys subscribe and stay tuned for that. Hopefully in the future with not only the Murano, which I'm also driving up here, but with this all new Armada as seen behind me. So without further ado, let's not waste time. Check out this Platinum Reserve very quickly and then take this vehicle for a drive. So the Armada in front of us is finished in the dark blue metallic with the beige leather interior. There are several different color combinations available on the Armada across the trim lineup, including I believe 3 different interior colors you can choose from and a host of exteriors. Now this one is the Platinum Reserve, so the most fully equipped, fully optioned Armada that you can choose. In fact, the only option package that I'm aware of that you can equip to a Platinum Reserve is the Pro Pilot Assist 2.1, which essentially is the hands-free driving with certain limitations to the system, but overall wasn't able to test that out here in this video, unfortunately, but like I said, stay tuned. Hopefully I will get to test that out in the future. Anyways, the Platinum Reserve, of course, gets the new design language and everything feature-wise. So you have the LED running lights in this nice signature right here with the LED projector low and high beam headlights. You do have fog lights down below, front, rear, side parking sensors. The radar for some of the driver assistance features is going to be located behind that plastic panel there. You have the Nissan branding with the gray and white, the 360 camera for the around view monitor with some of the enhanced functionality, including seeing through the hood. So it will paint that image on the infotainment display. You can actually use both infotainment displays to display the 360 camera system, which is quite cool. Nice gloss black and chrome elements here at the front. Coming around the side, you do have the nice large and in charge Armada design. Is fairly squared off with a nice prominent hood like it always has. And then coming to the wheel and tire setup, you are going to find a nice 22-inch alloy wheel with a gunmetal gray and machine finish wrapped in a 275/50 22-inch Bridgestone Alenza Sport AS all-season tire, so a nice high-quality all-season used from a couple different manufacturers out there. Chrome here on the front 2 fenders with a little bit of gloss black mirrors with turn signal integration. You do have the cameras, of course, for that around view monitor. Nice gloss black A, B, C pillars that really give that unique design language. Auto dimming side mirror and interior digital rear view mirror. Of course, blind spot detection. You have proximity entry on all 4 door handles, which I personally do like. And then backing up here on the side profile, you can see some of the design elements that they were mentioning to us, including that belt line that kicks up here towards the D pillar of the vehicle with the Armada branding back there. I really do like the side profile and just the overall design language. You have nice body color side steps that are integrated very well into the vehicle. Silver roof rails up top. Of course, you have the panoramic power sunroof. LED lighting continues on here out back with the running lights, turn signals, and reverse lights all in this upper housing. Nice body color accents here at the rear bumper with the rear parking sensors, as I was mentioning. This vehicle can tow 8,500 pounds no matter the configuration that you get, whether it be the off-road variant, Platinum Reserve, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. All of them can tow 8,500 pounds, which is very cool. Integrated wiper hidden in the spoiler up there, so it keeps it out of snow and ice, especially the case up here in the northern states. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new design language for the Armada down in the comment section below. I really do like it and find it attractive, especially here with this dark blue and beige interior. Now take a look on the inside. It does have a nice 2-tone effect. Of course, leather is going to be found everywhere. Starting out here on the door pin, you have the nice beige with the accent stitching, nice padded armrest. Power windows, mirrors, and locks. All 4 windows are going to be automatic up down. Power folding mirrors, 2-person memory driver's seat, and that Klipsch premium audio system, which I was detailing, or I should say I will be mentioning a little bit later in this video, including getting a studio demonstration. So make sure you guys stay tuned in a few minutes for that. You have 3 different sets of speakers here on the driver door, good amount of door storage, ambient interior lighting just under this portion right there. And then coming to the driver's seat is going to be a 14-way power driver's seat, I believe, 4-way power lumbar with a massage functionality for both of the front seats that can be adjusted on the infotainment system. And there's going to be the nice pattern stitching on the front seats themselves. So take a look here on the interior. You're going to find the all new design language for this generation of Armada, and it is quite stylish and quite functional at the end of the day. So in front of the driver, you're going to find dual 14.3-inch displays for the digital cluster and the infotainment system. You can see there is a slight bar that separates the 2 displays. Depending on the trim that you do get, you will find dual 12.3-inch screens on the lesser trims, and then once you get to the mid-grain and above, that will be these enhanced 14.3-inch screens. They are going to be controlled here on the left side of the steering wheel. You can see there's a little toggle there for which screen you're selecting. Overall, I'm not going to go over this in too much detail because unfortunately I don't have the time for it, but you can configure this to a little bit of an extent. Toggle between different pages you can see in the middle portion of the screen and do a little bit of user customization, just like other recent Nissan products. There's the attention monitor for your face and your eyes. Make sure you're paying attention while using some of the driver assistance technologies. Heated leather wrap steering wheel, nice leather wrap and stitched airbag cover with the Nissan branding, silver accent at the bottom. Audio, cruise control, and some of those other assist functions on the left side. You have that gauge cluster, infotainment, and more audio controls on the right side. Paddle shifters for the 9-speed automatic transmission, automatic headlights, high beam assist, etc. And then to the left of the steering wheel, you do have your lane keeping on off, heads-up display on off, power trunk. There you can see a little bit of ambient lighting poking through on both the door and the dash. Electronic parking brake with vehicle auto hold. Power tilt telescopic steering column with a decent amount of motion, not the most out there, but not bad either. And then your heads-up display is going to be found out there in front of the vehicle projected on the windshield. Coming over to the infotainment system, this is going to be the same 14.3-inch screen size, good resolution, good colors, no complaints as far as that goes. It does have wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Sirius XM, AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth inputs. Climate controls can be found at the bottom, as well as it does have built-in Google integration, so you can use that for HVAC, navigation, some of the other radio controls that can be, voice controlled or voice activated, if you will, if you choose to do so, but you can activate them with some of the hard physical buttons down below. It does have that Klipsch premium audio system, as I was mentioning. There's quick settings as well as dedicated settings. They do have a little bit of work to go on some of their UI, as some of these settings are kind of buried behind 3 or 4 different pages to get to. This is just the quick EQ settings, but if you want to get to the surround sound and other aspects, you have to kind of go into the full main settings, if you will, which can get a little bit clunky, but I think they are working on it. It is getting there, and I'm sure it will get better with time. AC vents, trailer brake controller is standard on the Pro 4X as well as Platinum Reserve. There you can see gloss black in these buttons and knobs. Not a fan of the gloss black, kind of wish it wasn't, but I think it adds to the overall appearance and appeal with the silver trim on the outside that says since 1951. A little bit of a heritage Easter egg thing right there. Heated ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone automatic climate. You have push button gear selection, air suspension, automatic, and different ride heights right there. Engine stop start on off. Here's your 4 high, 4 low automatic for the 4-wheel drive system. Drive mode select, hill descent control. You can see all of these different drive modes. I like the little indicator LED light to show you what drive mode you're in. That's actually something a little bit different from the Murano. It didn't have the LED. And I like the detents. It's very robust and easy to actually get to. And there you can see the 360 around view monitor just came up with changing into some of the off-road drive modes. And then this part will fill in as you move the vehicle forward and kind of paint what is underneath the vehicle, which is a cool additional feature that they did add for 2025. Wireless charger, pretty big, USB-C data ports here, 2 decently sized couplers, or you can see a Greenleaf T. I apologize for the mess, just been a little bit of a busy day. Have your padded leather wrapped armrest. Inside, you're going to find a suede LED lit compartment with a good amount of storage. And they do have a little bit of additional storage down below the center console as well, if you want to use that. Grab handle here on the A-pillar, both sides. Nice leather, or I should say cloth fabric wrapped headliner. Pulling down the vanity, you do have that is LED illumination. I do notice when I was driving, there's a large gap over here that is not filled in no matter which angle you put the visor at. So a little bit of a drawback there, probably on my dislikes list. Digital rear camera mirror does have some adjustments there. You can flip it down for just a regular auto dimming. Sunglasses storage up top, LED overhead lighting, power sunroof, SOS emergency services. There's the indoor or inside camera to monitor the first and second row seats. You can do some dash cam recording features here on the infotainment. There's the IR monitor to monitor climate control and other object temperatures to help you optimize your comfort inside the vehicle. And there's the panoramic power sunroof, a little bit of a smaller retractable glass over the front seats, but overall not too bad. So yeah, that's gonna be a look here at the front seats. Let's go ahead and take a look out back. So take a look at the second row of the Armada. Of course, all of the materials and stuff are gonna be carried through from the front. So unfortunately, you don't have any sort of sunshades here for the second row passengers, but is gonna be the exact same leather materials on the door panel. Clips branding for that premium audio and a good amount of lower door storage. This one is equipped with the captain chairs, but believe it or not, you can get the bench second row seats as a no-cost option, even on Platinum Reserve models. Adjustments for the recline over here. You do have the easy ingress to the third row just like that by pulling that lever. It's actually a very easy to do system, and I like that. Putting the seat back down though, you do have a easy step in height with these running boards and the overall height. AC vents up top, LED lighting, grab handles. There's a quick look at the front seats. And out back in terms of our amenities, we have only heated second row seats, not ventilated. That's a little bit bizarre. Third zone automatic climate, USB-C and 12-volt outlets, mat pockets on both of the front seats, a center console here, which I did talk to some of the product experts on this, and you know, is an interesting design because it kind of interferes with the captain chairs and the ingress to the third row if you choose not to use the ingress portion of the seats, namely kids or, you know, other people like that. But it does give you cup holders, 2 USB-C charge ports, and that is about it. These are kind of, looks like ratcheting armrests. So this is a feature that allows you to get more comfortable depending on how you have the seat back angle set. So it kind of stays in place there. And then if you want to put it all the way back down, you just simply rotate it up and put it back in its place. But yeah, I think these seats are very comfortable. They are these zero gravity seats for these second row occupants also, just like that of the front. But let's go ahead and take a look at the third row. It did gain about 4 inches of legroom here in the third row over that of the previous generation, and the seat bottom is actually mounted a little bit higher also, so your angle of your legs is at a more comfortable, desirable position. You do have power recline seats here, USB-C charging, 1 on either side, 2 cup holders, more AC vents, and overhead LED lighting. But in terms of my room back here, I am 5'9", just barely grazing the headliner. And what's most impressive to me is the amount of space behind the second row seat. I have, you know, about 1 or 2 inches of legroom and can actually fit my feet just under the second row captain chair, just like that. But you can also do it on this side in the aisle just to get a little bit more comfortable. But you cannot do that with the center console on that seat, unfortunately, because this kind of gets in the way right there. So definitely this is a side to sit in the third row if you're on the larger side to get optimally comfortable. But really not a bad place to be here in the third row of the Armada. Albeit not the most spacious or maybe the most comfortable, it is not bad, especially with the power recline seats. You kind of dial it in how you prefer. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at cargo area, which is 25% larger than that of the outgoing model. So take a look at cargo area with the power tailgate. Like I said, this is 25% larger than the outgoing Armada, so you can see the seats are kind of in a mostly reclined position right here. First aid kit. You do have a 150 watt, 120 volt AC wall out on the left side, cargo tie down points, and then you have the air suspension, power up down third row seats that are one touch function, and then you can power release the second row seats. You will have to manually retract those up, of course, but there you can see with the third row seats folded down, it has quite a lot of cargo room. And then beneath the load floor, you're gonna find just a little bit of additional storage, not much down here actually. As a matter of fact, you can, put the first aid kit down there if you were to do that, just to save a little bit more space. But really, yeah, not a bad place to be. Now, I will note the air suspension only functions with the engine turned on. So you have to remote start it or actually start it with the key to use the up-down air suspension, but that will essentially lower the bags here at the rear of the vehicle for a little bit easier lift in or load height, if you will, depending on the objects or the situation that you will be using this vehicle for. So bummer you can't use that system without the engine turned off. But anyways, wrapping this up here on the driver's side front seat, of course, all of the adjustments are going to be the same as the driver's side. So massage, lumbar, power adjustments, all of that is going to be identical. There's a better look at the dashboard design. Ambient lighting over here. You do have a damped, soft open, decently sized glove box with LED illumination, so that is always a positive. But yeah, that is basically going to be a quick look here at the 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve and most of the features and options. Now let's go ahead and set up some cameras, take this vehicle for a drive, give you my raw first driving impressions, as well as a little bit of a more detailed summary at the end of this video. All right, so you joined me here in the 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve, or the most fully model with the Pro Pilot Assist 2.1 technologies, which is really one of the only option packages that you can choose on this Platinum Reserve, given it offers pretty much everything that you can get on the Armada. Now, one of the big things or big changes for this generation is going to be that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 underneath the hood. Well over 400 horsepower and over 500 pound-feet of torque, which is a significant improvement, especially in terms of torque, over 100 pound-feet more torque than that of the outgoing naturally aspirated V8 that used to power the former version of this vehicle. So we'll go ahead and see how acceleration does here once again. Oh yeah, this thing gets up and goes. Oh, pretty good, and it sounds actually pretty cool underneath the hood. You can hear the little turbo whistle, a turbo whine, as well as the V6 of what it is. Get used to some of these roads around here. But this one is the nice dark blue metallic exterior with the lighter interior. There are at least 3 different color combinations you can get here on the inside, depending on your trim level, and plenty of exterior colors also. I like the seats. The zero gravity seats is something that in both the Murano and here in the Armada, Nissan has touted, and I have to say, no issues once again with the headrests. It's actually a very comfortable, ergonomic, nicely appointed leather seat. A lot of the controls are physical buttons here. You have the dual over 14-inch displays for the digital cluster, as well as over there on the infotainment system. Nice power tilt telescopic steering wheel. You do see some carryover or similar controls here for the steering wheel as that of the new Murano, which is kind of expected, given parts sharing and things like that. I will say the hood is something you do see in visibility, so it's very prominent design in nature and always has been of the Armada. So you still do see that even with the seat in its near lowest position. The mirrors themselves are, door mounted, so you see those on the side of the vehicle. There's no glass near the A-pillar that helps with visibility. I'll continue updating you guys here on the way to the Klipsch studio, where basically they're going to give us a demo and tell us more about how they engineered this audio system inside this vehicle. I believe it's a 12 speaker system, 600 watts of amplification, and I'll have to go ahead and try it out very quickly before we arrive, just to get a feel for the sound quality, because it's something that they are extremely proud of. And I am into audio, as you guys know if you guys watch my videos, and something I complain about in terms of manufacturers not offering premium audio in some of their products. But there you saw the acceleration, extremely swift. You just have a sense of roominess inside of the cabin, a fairly upright windshield, allows for good forward visibility. Again, you feel fairly close in proximity to that windshield or just the front of the vehicle. Haptic feedback, steering wheel's vibrating because it lost the lane marking, so that we're going over it. Going around this off-ramp, obviously this vehicle's not tailored to be a performance machine by any means, but it does have adaptive air suspension, which is a new feature on the Armada. So it has adjustments not only for ride height, but also in terms of likely stiffness and, just to help with some of the damper tuning. So adaptive in that nature also. Barely above 3,000 RPM there. And this thing just has the effortless acceleration that one would expect from a large SUV in this class and, of course, in this price point. That borders on the luxurious side of things. It's definitely a premium offering. Now, of course, Nissan has their Infiniti line of vehicles, also with an equivalent to the Armada. So if you're looking for something that's even more luxurious, that is going to be an option for sure. But this one, being Platinum Reserve, fully loaded, every option, you can tell there is a sense of quality, craftsmanship, nice soft touch materials throughout the interior, just like that of the Murano. Dual level storage here in the center console, although that storage on the bottom might be a little bit hard to access. Well, it looks like, unfortunately, I cannot get this hands-free system to actually activate if it has it. So that's something we'll have to revisit if I'm able to get this vehicle back to review for a week. Certainly this is a very first raw driving impressions, not obviously over a week or period of miles. So this is literally like 5 minutes after me starting driving the vehicle. So make sure you guys stay tuned, subscribe if you guys haven't already for maybe some additional content coming with the Armada in the future. But as it is, even the standard Pro Pilot Assist that's currently active hands-on feels pretty good in the lane centering and its adaptive cruise control in nature. Okay, so I just got off the interstate and I took a brief period of time to listen to some Pandora. I know it's not the highest quality audio streaming service by far, but I wanted to get a few songs under my belt to understand this Klipsch audio system a little bit further. It sounds good. It does sound well above average. I'm interested to learn more about it to see some of the things I'm expecting are found inside this vehicle. I don't know. I just need to learn a little bit more about it to understand it better, and I guess give you my overall opinion of it. But just listening to it, it sounds above average for a premium audio system. It doesn't sound extraordinary, I guess. But ride quality is good with the adaptive air suspension. I noticed over major potholes, there's actually one pothole that I managed to hit. The rear end kind of did step out a little bit sideways on it. So that was something I noticed. But outside of that, everything's been going pretty good. I do like the turn signal that actually clicks down and then returns to center after you engage it. I know that's been something that I've actually not liked or preferred in other vehicles, but this one has really good tension to it and I like the implementation of it. All right, so I just got out of the Klipsch demonstration here at this actual music studio. Never been in a music studio before, but pretty darn cool to see the booth and where they actually I don't know if compile the music with all the soundboards and everything. Never seen that before, so pretty cool opportunity for sure. It was also cool to get a better understanding and listen to some actual high quality audio files inside of the Armada Pro 4X. Now, unfortunately, it's the only Pro 4X during this drive. So we're in the actual, Platinum Reserve, obviously, right now, making this video. But nonetheless, same audio system, and I learned more about it. So no paper speakers inside of this vehicle. With the premium audio, 600 watt amplification, 12 speakers or channels, titanium dome tweeters here at the front two doors, and using the appropriate surround sound, the DTX here on the infotainment, and the high quality audio files, it sounded very good. I mean, very, very good. And they have a built-in demonstration mode for dealerships or even consumers to impress their friends with if they want. Yeah, it sounded very, very good. And also got a listen to some of their consumer facing audio with built-in amplification, so speakers, and yeah, I mean, it sounded very good. There was no distortion inside this vehicle. And you really can use the whole volume, amount, if you will, without having to worry about that distortion up top like a lot of other premium audio systems, really start to clip or, break up at the high end near like 70% or onwards. And yeah, pretty darn impressed. And huge thanks to the Klipsch guys that were here providing us the demo and the tour today, and the studio for hosting us. Obviously, I'm sure Nissan paid to rent out the studio or, have the demonstration here for this media event. Pretty cool opportunity. I've never been inside one before. So yeah, overall, very positive experience and pretty cool opportunity. So let's go ahead and continue on here for the rest of this drive and give you guys my final thoughts. Alrighty guys, you joined me about a half hour later after leaving the music studio, just cruising along trying to finish this route for the night, and I thought it would be a great opportunity next to some of the frozen waters up here to wrap up my final thoughts of the driving portion, first impressions of this video. Well, number one, we're following a C8 Corvette driving in the wintertime up here, so I applaud that owner. Daily driver for sure. You can even get all-season tires on those things, so pretty cool to see that. Anyways, I guess the initial impressions I'm getting behind the wheel of the Armada is very luxurious, plush ride. Air suspension's pretty good, although over some really harsh bumps, manhole covers, things like that, the back end kind of steps out a little bit. So that's a little bit of a concern. But outside of that, over other types of imperfections in the pavement, no issues with ride quality. As far as that goes, pretty darn good. The 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, plenty of power. It is quite effortless in terms of its acceleration. Putting my foot down here, oh yeah. It just propels the thing without any issue, and I would hope with over 500 pound-feet of torque that's how it would feel behind the wheel, and I'm happy to say it does. Moving on to some of the interior bits, seats are very comfortable. The zero gravity certification that Nissan has kind of done in these seats certainly makes it feel just that much more comfortable. The leather material is very good. The massage works just like that of the Murano. So you have the different selections for the lumbar massage. It's not on the bottom cushion, just the lumbar. But it is certainly relaxing, and easy press of a button turns it on and off. And you can adjust some of the different settings through the infotainment system. Kind of wish you could cycle it with a button, kind of like how some other manufacturers allow you to do it, but unfortunately that's not the case. It's basically an on and off button, and you have to change some of the settings through the actual touchscreen itself. Interior controls and ergonomics are pretty darn good. I like how it's almost all physical. It really is all physical buttons and knobs. I don't love all the gloss black button implementation here on the steering wheel and in the center console, but the door panels themselves don't use any gloss black. All the buttons look pretty high quality. They feel pretty robust. All four windows are automatic up down. Of course, we have memory driver's seat, power folding mirrors, auto dimming side mirror, digital rear camera mirror, panoramic roof. Would be nice to test out some of these features in a little bit more in-depth situation over a week with the vehicle, because unfortunately, here with an hour and a half or so with the vehicle, can't really test out everything that it has to offer. But I think everything that I have experienced thus far works pretty good. The Klipsch audio certainly is, I think, like Nissan says, is going to be a highlight of this vehicle. Of course, we have all of the second and third row creature comforts and amenities. You do have, the captain chairs in this one, but you can get the bench seat configuration in a Platinum Reserve as a no-cost option, which is not something you see from every manufacturer in their fully loaded vehicle. So I applaud Nissan for that. For those people that want the bench in the second row, you can get that in this vehicle. Of course, you have the first and second row camera monitor here inside to the right of the digital camera mirror. You can use the zoom functionality on the infotainment, take clips from the built-in dash cam, both externally and internally, and it will automatically save during an incident, aka maybe a car crash or some other detected incident. I don't know exactly the criteria for that and when it will automatically save, but that is going to be available. On the Nissan app, you have the access to still images when the vehicle is parked or offline. So if in case you need to check up on it at any point in time, you can do that on the app, which some other manufacturers have started rolling out over the last couple of years. Towing capacity remains at 8,500 pounds, no matter the configuration of the Armada. So if you get a two-wheel drive, 8,500 pounds, you get a four-wheel drive, even a fully loaded equipment model, still going to be 8,500 pounds, which is impressive. That's always not the case from other manufacturers. The more equipment or the more payload you get, the less towing capacity, but that is not the case with the Armada. It's one size fits all there. Wireless charging is in a nice convenient location with this little lid you can close, but I will say it heats up the phone very quickly. And although I didn't get an error message on the infotainment system, I think it stayed charging. It was very hot to the touch, to the point where it was slowing down the performance of the phone. So certainly gonna have to take that off after, half hour or so of charging, as it will likely start to overheat at some point. But I think that is basically going to do it here for my first driving impressions of the 2025 Nissan Armada Platinum Reserve. I want to give a huge thanks to Nissan for inviting me out for the day to drive not only the Murano, which can be found here on the channel in separate dedicated videos, but also, of course, here in the Armada Platinum Reserve. Really do like it. I like the color combinations that you can get on this vehicle. I like the interior. The seats are something that I really do appreciate them putting the extra time and work into. Given that I have had spinal fusion, I generally have issues with some vehicles and their headrests, pushing too far forward. I know that some people here on the channel have experienced that themselves, whether it be from a surgery like me or just their body type. It is something that comes into play when looking at or purchasing a vehicle. And I'm happy to say that I have no complaints with the Armada. I don't think you would have any complaints for the most part either. The massage is kind of a bonus feature. Definitely borders on luxurious for that matter. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of the 2025 Nissan Armada down in the comment section below. Like I said, hopefully I will get additional time with this vehicle if it is loaned out over a week so I can create some more content in a little bit more detail. Of course, I already have my likes and dislikes with a running list on my phone. So if I do get the chance to make that video in the future, I can kind of already have a little bit of a head start on it. But as always, you find these things over, 3, 4, 5 days with the vehicle and a couple hundred miles, rather than me just spending about 2 hours behind the wheel of it and being able to create a fair, in-depth list. I just don't think that is possible, unfortunately. But yeah, but the Pro 4X is a new trim level to the Armada's lineup. The vehicles from the Middle East and the Armada are now closer than ever in their development. So essentially, if you wanted to get some of those other additions that were found overseas in different markets in the full-size segment, you can now get that Pro 4X with all the off-road capability that the vehicle has to offer. Air suspension, skid plates, all-terrain tires. You have some, I believe, a locking rear differential on that vehicle, and plenty of ground clearance, a better approach and departure angles, which are going to be very class competitive versus some of the competitors. So if you like to take your vehicle off the beaten path a little bit further than even the standard configuration as seen here can do that, then I would certainly probably opt for the Pro 4X model, just with those enhancements that Nissan did make. I think the Pro Pilot Assist hands-free driving would be interesting to test out, especially given the fact that I did use a competitor's hands-free driving on the way up here to this event. But unfortunately, Nissan has said that it's not hands-free for automatic lane changes. You have to put your hands back on the steering wheel, and there's a little lane change icon button here on the left side that to me looks like the button to change lanes. So maybe that does have something to do with the equipment. But unfortunately, as you guys saw earlier on this video, I was unable to test that out here with my time behind the wheel. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Any questions, comments, concerns in the 2025 Armada down in the comment section below. Once again, a huge thanks to Nissan for inviting me out and giving me this opportunity. I had a blast. Learned a lot about the brand, as I have not been very experienced with Nissan over the last couple of years. So it was a great opportunity to get behind the wheel of two of their all-new products, and ones that should be pretty popular within their lineup, I would sure think, especially given these enhancements that they did make. So with all that being said, I appreciate your continued support here on the channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, hope to see you guys in the next one.